Gerard. Gerard was the patron saint of my family, and my mother was an extraordinary devotee of Gerard, and he is the patron saint of motherhood and of childbirth and children. And my mother prayed to him a lot, and in order to have her own family, and then afterwards, when people were having trouble bearing children or having children for whatever reason, she would start a prayer circle with Saint Gerard for them, and they always ended up having children. So he became it was sort of legendary in my family that if people around knew that if you had trouble with pregnancy or with children, even adopting children or whatever, my mother could fix it with Saint Gerard. Well, I'm actually adopted, and I don't know where my biological ancestors are from. My mother's family, my adopted family, my mother's family is from, her mother is from Ireland, and his family is from the Netherlands, and my father's family is from Scotland and from England. Making altars for several years now to remember my family, my ancestors. Both my parents are gone, all my grandparents are deceased, and many friends and so forth have died over the years and so forth. And when I first encountered the idea of the Day of the Dead altar about 20 years ago, it really resonated with what I had grown up with in the Catholic Church, with altars. My family was um, very religious. We went to church every Sunday, every feast day, never missed one. My mother was on the Altar and Rosary Society, and often after school, I would go with her to the church, and the women in the Altar and Rosary Society would change the linens every week and set up the new color schemes and whatever for that particular week or a feast or whatever that was going on. And so, the idea of preparing an altar specifically for something, I just sort of grew up with that, and I would help out. I would typically, clean the votive candle rack or some little chore like that while she and the other women were working on the altars and stuff. So, the whole altar thing has been a part of my life since I was 3 or 4 years old. I was doing that kind of thing. So, you know, my altar is a lot like Christmas decorations. You put them away after the season. So I have several large boxes and things with things wrapped up and so forth. And when I open it up every year, it brings back a flood of memories of when I pick up, my father's penknife, or a little plate that he used to keep his razor and comb and so forth on in the bathroom, and all these little personal items like this. As I go through it, every time you pick it up, it brings back a different kind of memory of people that were important to you, people you loved, and so forth. So there's that kind of an emotional response that I get from making an altar. And then there's also a kind of a creative challenge, because now there's certain elements that are always the same or fairly similar, but then every year I try to create something that is visually pleasing, that has all the elements in it and so forth I want. And it's hard because you keep collecting things, but the space hasn't really gotten any bigger. So now every year it's a real challenge to kind of arrange it in such a way and to add the new things that I found throughout the year.
Okay.
Jerry Macdonald. I do a lot of traveling, and so I pick up things from other cultures as well. So this past year I got a set of it's like a big leather belt with a set of cowbells on